Happy Homemaker here, and you might well ask, what am I doing? I am, as always, committed to those of you, I am, as always, committed to those of you who write me. I am protecting your anonymity. The Happy Homemaker takes all letters and shreds them after taking appropriate notes to determine what my response should be. Further, as you will see, I too am wearing protective gear so that if anyone even attempts to discover who the Happy Homemaker is and what she just shredded, I am protected by the United States Constitution, and I do not have to reveal my sources. So saying, let's take a look at some of the notes that I made from those letters. If someone were smart, they would write a book. And the book would be in the format of a book that pregnant women often read, What to Expect When You're Expecting. This book would be entitled What to Expect When You're Married or in a long-term relationship. You see, when you first get into the relationship, you think, oh, I'm so in love, this is so wonderful. And the longer you are married, the more you begin to notice a few details that you are willing to overlook because you were so in love, and now they are more pronounced. And with COVID-19, which should now be called COVID-20 because it wears on, those same faults are becoming glaring defects that drive women crazy. Men, maybe not so much, I don't know. I don't get letters from men. But women, trust me, we're being driven crazy by the things that we overlooked when we first fell in love. This is for all the lonely people thinking that love has passed them by. Stop right there. Hard to be married or in a relationship at this time because you are together 24/7. So today I'm going to address some of the concerns, some of the stories that I read in some of the letters that I received. Here's a letter. Dear Happy Homemaker, we're having our apartment painted, the entire thing. What joy to have a clean apartment. What a mess it's been. But it's difficult to paint around my husband, who does not lift a finger to put books off the shelves or move furniture. I'm so beside myself. And what do I say to that? Okay, let it go. What else are you gonna do? That's who he was when you married him, and that's who he is now. Next letter. Dear Happy Homemaker, my dog, my beloved dog that I had for 12 years recently died. My husband, thinking that he would make me feel better, went out and purchased a dog. Guess who has to teach the dog potty training? Guess who has to feed the dog? Guess who has to take the dog on walks? And all of this while I am still grieving the loss of my beloved Pooch. What should I do? I'm glad you asked. Get rid of your husband and keep the dog. Dear Happy Homemaker, every night I sit in the living room and take out a good book. And as soon as I do, my husband appears and turns on the television. What's a woman to do? Well, my recommendation on this is very simple. Cut the cable. Dear Happy Homemaker, my husband is spending an inordinate amount of time on the computer. He ignores me. I don't know what to do. You notice that that's a refrain. I don't know what to do. I'll tell you what to do. Enjoy it. Just leave him alone. Let him go on the computer. Then you have your own space, your own time, your own head space. Maybe you can go over to the woman who wrote in about reading, and the two of you can read together in the silence of your apartment. Oops, wait a minute. Social distancing, that doesn't work. But enjoy it. Dear Happy Homemaker, my husband complains about not being able to go to the gym, but I can't get him to go to the grocery store. I can't get him to go to the post office. Isn't he being a hypocrite? Yes. Dear Happy Homemaker, I'm having a great deal of trouble with my Zoom connection. My husband's really good at Zoom, but when he explains things to me, I don't get it, and he gets angry. What do you suggest? Quite honestly, I suggest that you give Zoom up. What do you need it for? The whole world, Zoom this, Zoom that, Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. But Zoom was the name of an airline carrier. And look what happened to them. They went bankrupt. So give Zoom up. Forget about it. And so, my friends, those are some of the letters that I have received. And perhaps you're wondering about my own marriage. Oh, I'm so glad you asked. We've been married for 34 years. My most recent decision was to change the locks on the front door to make it more difficult for my husband to gain access. And once I did that, things immediately changed. That is the truth. Think about yourself as a runner. You know how runners that run the track, I forget what you call when you go over those things. That's who you are. You're a runner. You're on the track of life. And those things come up. Jump over them. That's all you can do is jump over them. And if you happen to knock into one, that's okay. It doesn't make any difference. Just pick yourself up and keep going. And so, my friends, COVID goes on. And the Happy Homemaker goes on. I'd like to say and never the twain shall meet, but that would be a lie. Until next time, keep it going.